$1,000. To some people that sounds like a lot, to others it sounds like almost nothing. But here is what that number actually represents when it is invested correctly at the right moment in your life. It is not $1,000. It is the beginning of a financial identity. It is the moment you stop being someone who means to invest someday and become someone who actually does. And the decision of what to do with that first $1,000, which account to put it in, what to buy inside it, and in what order to do all of it, matters more than most people realize. Because the habits built around the first 1,000 are almost always the habits carried forward through the next 10,000, the next 100,000, and everything beyond that. My name is Tomas, and this channel is about finance, automation, and building real wealth starting from wherever you are right now. If you are new here, welcome. Hit that like button right now and subscribe so you never miss a video. Today, we are going through the complete step-by-step guide to investing your first $1,000 in 2027. The right way, in the right order, with the right tools available right now. Let's get into it. Let us start with a question that most beginner investing guides skip entirely, because the answer changes everything about where your first $1,000 should actually go. The first question to ask before investing a single dollar: do you have any high-interest debt right now? Credit card balances, personal loans, payday loans, or any consumer debt carrying an interest rate above 7 or 8%? If the answer is yes, then the highest return investment available to you in 2027 is not a stock, not a fund, and not a cryptocurrency. It is paying off that debt first. Here is why the math is unambiguous on this. A credit card charging 22% interest is a guaranteed 22% annual loss on every dollar sitting on that balance. There is no investment on earth that reliably returns 22% per year. So if your first $1,000 goes into an index fund earning a historical average of 10%, while you are simultaneously carrying a credit card balance at 22%, you are losing 12% annually on a net basis. The debt wins. The debt always wins until it is gone. This is not the most exciting answer, but it is the correct one. Clear any high-interest debt first, even if it means delaying the investing start by a few months. The return on eliminating guaranteed loss is always higher than the return on chasing uncertain gain. Once that debt is gone, everything changes. The second question: do you have a financial floor underneath you? Before your first $1,000 goes into any investment account, you need a small buffer of cash in a liquid savings account, separate from your checking account, separate from any investment. A minimum of $500 to $1,000 set aside specifically for unexpected expenses, not invested, not locked up, available immediately if something goes wrong. The reason this matters for investing is practical and psychological. If you invest your entire first $1,000 with nothing held back and then face an unexpected car repair, a medical bill, or a gap between paychecks, you will be forced to sell your investment to cover it. If the market happens to be down at that moment, which markets frequently are during moments of personal stress, you will lock in a real loss. The small emergency buffer prevents that from happening. It keeps your investment invested while life does what life does. Once that buffer is in place and high-interest debt is cleared, you are genuinely ready to invest. Step 1. Open the right account first. The single most important decision in investing your first $1,000 is not what to buy. It is where to hold what you buy. Because the account type determines how your investment returns are taxed, and the tax treatment of a growing investment compounds just as powerfully as the investment itself. For most beginning investors in 2027, the first account to open is a Roth IRA, Roth Individual Retirement Account. Here is why this account earns the first position. You contribute money you have already paid income tax on. Inside the account, everything grows completely tax-free. And when you withdraw in retirement, you pay zero taxes on any of it. Not on your contributions, not on decades of growth, not on a single dollar. For a 25-year-old investing $1,000 in a Roth IRA that grows at 7% annually for 40 years, that account grows to approximately $14,800. In a taxable account, a portion of those gains would be subject to capital gains tax when withdrawn. In the Roth, every dollar of that $14,800 is yours. Opening a Roth IRA in 2027 takes less than 15 minutes on any major brokerage platform. Fidelity, Vanguard, and Schwab all offer Roth IRAs with no account minimums and no annual fees. You can fund the account with as little as $1 to get started. There is an annual contribution limit. Check the current limit for 2027 as it adjusts periodically. But for most beginning investors with $1,000 to deploy, you are well within it. If your employer offers a 401k with a matching contribution, that match should be captured before funding the Roth IRA. The employer match is free money, a 100% return before the market does anything, and it should never be passed up. Contribute enough to get the full match through your paycheck, then direct your $1,000 into a Roth IRA. Step 2. Choose what to buy inside the account. With the Roth IRA open and funded, the next decision is what to purchase inside it. And in 2027, with more investment options available than at any previous point in history, the correct answer for a beginning investor is also the simplest one. One low-cost, broadly diversified index fund or ETF. That is the starting point. Not a portfolio of 10 individual stocks, not a collection of sector-specific bets, not a cryptocurrency position. One fund that gives you instant exposure to hundreds or thousands of companies in a single purchase. The most widely recommended starting option is a total stock market index fund or an S&P 500 index fund, both of which are available at Fidelity, Vanguard, Schwab, and most other major brokerages under slightly different names but functionally identical structures. These funds track the broad U.S. stock market, hold hundreds to thousands of individual companies in a single position, charge expense ratios as low as 0.03% annually, and have delivered an average annual return of approximately 10% over the long run before inflation. At $1,000 invested in a fund like this, you own a tiny fractional piece of the largest, most profitable companies in the United States: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Berkshire Hathaway, and hundreds more, diversified in one purchase, with the lowest possible cost structure. If any individual company in the fund struggles or fails, the impact on your overall portfolio is minimal. If the market as a whole grows, which it has, through every crisis and correction in history, your investment grows with it. If you want slightly more diversification beyond the U.S. market, adding a total international index fund alongside your U.S. fund gives you exposure to global economic growth as well. A simple two-fund portfolio, U.S. total market plus international, covers virtually the entire investable world at minimal cost and requires almost no management going forward. Step 3. Set up automatic contributions and never stop. Your first $1,000 is not a destination, it is a launch point. And the most important thing you can do immediately after making your first investment is to set up automatic recurring contributions so that the habit of investing continues without depending on willpower, motivation, or memory. Most brokerage platforms in 2027 allow you to set up automatic monthly contributions of any amount directly into your Roth IRA. $25, $50, $100, whatever your honest monthly number is. The transfer happens automatically on a date you choose, before you have the chance to spend the money on something else. Over time, this automation compounds in two ways simultaneously. Your money compounds through market returns, and your habit compounds through consistent repetition, making investing feel as automatic and non-negotiable as paying rent. The investor who puts in $1,000 once and stops will have roughly $14,800 at retirement, assuming 7% growth over 40 years. The investor who puts in $1,000 to start and then adds just $100 per month automatically will have approximately $260,000 over the same period. The starting amount is the same. The difference is the habit of continuing. Step 4. Learn while your money works. The period immediately after making your first investment is the best possible time to build financial literacy, because now you have skin in the game and every concept you learn connects directly to something real that you own. Use this time to understand the basics of how index funds work, how expense ratios erode returns over time, how tax-advantaged accounts protect your growth, and how market volatility is a normal feature of long-term investing, rather than a signal to sell. Read one good book on personal finance and investing. The core ideas of how compound interest works, why costs matter, and why time in the market beats timing the market are covered in any foundational investing text and understood properly in an afternoon. That knowledge, combined with your actual invested money working in the background, creates the feedback loop that turns a beginner into a confident, consistent, long-term investor faster than almost anything else. And when the market drops, because it will drop, sometimes significantly, that knowledge is what keeps you from making the single most costly mistake available to a new investor, selling at a loss out of fear during a temporary correction. The investors who build real wealth are not the ones who never feel fear during a market downturn. They are the ones who understand enough to hold anyway. So there it is, the complete step-by-step guide to investing your first $1,000 in 2027. Clear any high-interest debt before a single dollar goes into the market. Build a small cash buffer so that life cannot force you to sell at the wrong moment. Open a Roth IRA and capture any employer match first if it is available to you. Buy one low-cost, broadly diversified index fund or ETF and keep the cost structure as close to zero as possible. Set up automatic monthly contributions immediately so that the habit continues without willpower. And use the learning window right after your first investment to build the knowledge that keeps you in the market when everything in you wants to get out. $1,000 invested correctly, with the right habits built around it, is the beginning of everything. Start today. The best time was yesterday. The second best time is right now. If this video gave you the confidence and clarity to finally take that first step, please hit that like button. It truly helps this channel grow. And if you are not subscribed yet, click that button right now so you never miss what is coming next. See you in the next one.